a WikiVidi documentaries production. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Enjoy. Adam Warlock. Adam Warlock, originally known as him or Adam, is a fictional character appearing in American comic books published by Marvel Comics. The character's earliest appearances were in Fantastic Four 667 and Thor 65-166. He was created by Stan Lee and Jack Kirby, and significantly developed by Roy Thomas and Jim Starlin. Debuting in the Silver Age of comic books, the character has appeared in over 4 decades of Marvel publications, and starred in the titles Marvel Premiere and Strange Tales, as well as 5 eponymous volumes and several related limited series. Adam Warlock has been associated with Marvel merchandise including animated television series and video games. 1960s to 1970s. The character's origin was shown in Fantastic Four 6 in a story written by Stan Lee and penciled and co-plotted by Jack Kirby. The character also appeared in Fantastic Four 7 and Thor 65-166. Because his role in the Fantastic Four story was minor, sources disagree on which issue is the character's true first appearance. Writer and then Marvel editor-in-chief Roy Thomas and pencil Gil Kane significantly revamped him as the allegorical Messiah Adam Warlock in Marvel Premiere. In 2009, Thomas explained he had been a fan of the soundtrack to the musical Jesus Christ Superstar and sought to bring the story to comic books in a superhero context. Yes, I had some trepidation about the Christ parallels, but I hoped there would be little outcry if I handled it tastefully, since I was not really making any serious statement on religion, at least not overtly. Choosing to use a pre-existing character while keeping the series locale separate from mainstream Marvel Earth, Thomas created Counter-Earth, a new planet generated from a chunk of Earth and set in orbit on the opposite side of the Sun. Thomas and Kane collaborated on the costume, with the red tunic and golden lightning bolt as their homage to Fawcett Comics' 1940s-1950s character Captain Marvel. The story continued in the series The Power of Warlock, which ran 8 issues, with some plot lines concluded in The Incredible Hulk Volume 2, 76-178. In a 2009 retrospective survey of the character, writer Karen Walker said the series writer-artist Jim Starlin revived Warlock in Strange Tales 78-181. Warlock's adventures became more cosmic in scope as Starlin took the character through an extended storyline referred to as the Magus Saga. The reimagined title continued the numbering of The Power of Warlock and began with Warlock and ran 7 issues. The bi-monthly series was initially written and drawn by Starlin, but was eventually co-penciled and inked by Steve Leialoha. Some plot threads were concluded in Marvel Team-Up 5, Avengers Annual and Marvel 2-in-1 Annual. Starlin, in a 2009 interview, recalled. Artist Alan Weiss recalled in a 2006 interview there was a lost Adam Warlock story, which if completed would have been reminiscent of the Jonathan Swift novel Gulliver's Travels. Portions of it were printed in the 2nd volume of Marvel Masterworks, Warlock. The remainder of the artwork was lost in a New York City taxicab in 1976. Warlock's adventures were reprinted, with new Starlin covers, in the 6-issue limited series Special Edition Warlock. This reprint series was itself reprinted, with yet another set of new Starlin covers, as Warlock Volume 2. Although regarded as deceased at the time, Warlock made a brief appearance in Marvel 2-in-1 3. Modern iterations. 11 years later, Starlin revived the character and 2 members of his supporting cast in the miniseries Infinity Gauntlet 6. This plot development was a continuation of a larger storyline that began with the resurrection of Thanos in Silver Surfer Volume 3. 4. Following the events of the Infinity Gauntlet, Warlock and several compatriots starred in the series Warlock and the Infinity Watch. Initially written by Starlin and drawn by Angel Medina, it ran 42 issues. Its plots tied directly into the limited series Infinity War and Infinity Crusade. Warlock starred in several limited series, including Silver Surfer/Warlock, Resurrection 4, The Warlock Chronicles 8, and Warlock Volume 3, 4, by writer-pencil Tom Lyle. The character was featured in the intercompany crossovers between Marvel Comics and the Malibu Comics, Ultraverse, in the one-shot Rune, Silver Surfer, Rune Volume 2, 7, and the 2-issue Ultraverse Unlimited. Following the unrelated 1999 2000 series Warlock Volume 4, featuring the alien cybernetic character Warlock of the New Mutants team. Adam Warlock co-starred with Thanos in the limited series The Infinity Abyss 6, Marvel Universe, The N6, and Thanos 6. A version of the character starred in the 4-issue limited series Warlock Volume 5, by writer Greg Pak and artist Charles Adlard. After appearances in Annihilation Conquest, Quasar 4 and Annihilation Conquest 25, The Thanos Imperative and the Ignition one-shot, the character appeared in Thanos Annual, and in the original graphic novels Thanos, The Infinity Revelation and Thanos, The Infinite High Relativity, written by Jim Starlin. Warlock appeared in the graphic novel Thanos, The Infinity Finale, as well as in the connected mini-series The Infinity Entity, also written by Starlin. Creation, metamorphosis, and death. Scientists on Earth calling themselves the Enclave created an artificial, perfect human, who initially calls himself him. After rebelling against his creators, and having a conflict with Thor, him decides to leave Earth and travels into space. He encounters the High Evolutionary, who gives him the name Warlock. The High Evolutionary requests Warlock's help in saving the artificially created planet, Counter-Earth, from the evil man-beast, and gives Warlock the Green Soul Gem, which allows Warlock to capture souls of other beings. When he arrives on Counter-Earth, Warlock is given the name Adam by 4 teenagers who befriend him. After the man-beast's defeat, Warlock leaves Counter-Earth to find a new purpose. In his travels through space, Warlock encounters the Universal Church of Truth, an intergalactic religious organization led by the corrupt Magus. Warlock allies with Pip the Troll, the assassin Gamora, and Gamora's employer and adoptive father, Thanos of Titan, to oppose the Magus. Eventually, Warlock discovers that the Magus is a future version of himself who traveled back in time after being driven insane by the use of his soul gem. Warlock chooses to alter his timeline by visiting himself a few months into the future and steals his own soul to prevent the Magus from ever existing. Warlock then continues his journeys, knowing he has seen his own death, but not knowing exactly when it will happen. When the stranger attempts to steal Warlock's soul gem, Warlock learns about 5 other related gems. Thanos gains possession of these gems with the intention of destroying Earth's sun. When Thanos causes mortal harm to Pip and Gamora, Warlock takes their souls to end their suffering. Warlock then enlists the aid of the Avengers, Captain Marvel, and Moondragon to stop Thanos. During the battle, Warlock's younger self appears and takes the older Warlock's soul. Inside the gem, Adam is reunited with Pip, Gamora and others in a utopia known as Soul World. Warlock's soul is temporarily freed from the soul gem, allowing him to turn Thanos to stone and save Earth. Rebirth. After being resurrected, Thanos once again collects the Infinity Gems, forming them into the Infinity Gauntlet. When the Silver Surfer and Drax the Destroyer oppose Thanos, he captures them in the Soul Gem. In the world of the Soul Gem, the Surfer meets Adam Warlock and convinces him that his help is needed again to defeat Thanos. Warlock agrees and Pip and Gamora decided to accompany him. Warlock transmits himself and his 2 friends into new bodies and leads a group of Earth's superheroes, defeating Thanos. Warlock obtains the Gauntlet, becoming a near-supreme being of the universe. The Cosmic Living Tribunal, whose power and authority exceeds Warlock's, decides that Warlock cannot be trusted to keep the Infinity Gauntlet and instructs him to divide the gems among other beings of Warlock's choosing. Warlock keeps the Soul Gem for himself and gives 1 gem each to Pip, Gamora, Drax the Destroyer, Moondragon, and a reformed Thanos. Warlock dubs the group the Infinity Watch. During Warlock's temporary possession of the Gauntlet, he purged good and evil from his being, leaving him entirely a creature of logic. His good and evil aspects take on lives as 2 new physical beings. The evil half becomes a new incarnation of the Magus, while the good half is a woman calling herself the Goddess. When they threaten the universe, Warlock defeats them with the aid of the Watch and other superheroes, absorbing them into the Soul Gem. The Infinity Watch disbands when the Infinity Gems are stolen by Rune, a vampire from a parallel universe. Warlock pursues Rune, recovering the gems and returning to his native universe. Warlock plays a role in protecting the universe several more times, including threats from clones of Thanos, the heart of the universe, and the interdimensional being Hunger. Annihilation, Conquest. Moondragon and Phyla later seek Warlock's help to free the alien Kree from the invading Phalanx. Once the Phalanx is defeated, Warlock joins the newly formed Guardians of the Galaxy. While with the Guardians, Warlock attempts to repair damage to the space-time continuum, which causes him to become the Magus. Once again leading the Universal Church of Truth, the Magus allies himself with Lord Marvel, but is killed. When he fails a mission, the Universal Church of Truth resurrects the Magus as a child, but he is quickly captured and imprisoned by the Annihilators. His cocoon remains under the watch of the Annihilators. The Infinity Revelation. While on a new quest, Thanos encounters Warlock's soul in Death's domain. It follows Thanos back to the living world, where it regains human form. Warlock accompanies Thanos on a journey as their universe merges with another one. Due to the convergence, Warlock is retroactively replaced by his counterpart from the other universe. Extremely disgruntled by the experience, the new Warlock left Thanos to ponder his situation, and he eventually ended up on New Crawl, acting as a gladiator in a fighting pit. Thanos receives a message through time/space from his omnipotent former self to seek this new Adam Warlock, who is now unnaturally more powerful than before. Agreeing, Thanos first seeks Pip the Troll to teleport to New Crawl and then contacts Gamora to also go to Adam, as they both are his closest friends, and can keep him from doing any damage to the universe. During this time, Annihilus begins a re-invasion of the Positive Zone, searching for an immense power source that turns out to be Adam himself, and launches a devastating siege on New Crawl. The Shia, led by Gladiator, appear, and Annihilus, now with the power of the Hulk and a new fear projection ability, defeats them. Pip swiftly teleports Adam, Gamora, the Guardians of the Galaxy, and himself back to the Guardians' ship to safety, and are joined by Thanos, where they discover the universe that Adam created was not destroyed, but became a part of him and has given him the power of eternity and infinity. Thanos enhances Pip's abilities to teleport the ship to Annihilus Empire to stop Annihilus once and for all, but are overwhelmed by Annihilus, who teleports Thanos into Limbo and takes Adam prisoner, forcing the Guardians to retreat. Pip stays behind, stating Adam is his only friend and he will not abandon him. The comatose Adam is placed into Annihilus' ship's power source to use him as battery. Pip, after hiding on Annihilus' ship for 3 months, finds the comatose Adam and launches a rescue mission, killing his guards and striking Adam repeatedly to waken him. Finally awakening, Adam unconsciously destroys the universe and is left floating in a void. Panicking, Adam calls out for Thanos and wills the Titan back into existence. Thanos then proposes to Adam a plan to beseech the One Above All to recreate the universe. The One Above All agrees, on the condition Adam act as the universe's new living tribunal. Adam and Thanos restore the universes and immediately kill Annihilus and his fleet, ending his threat once and for all. Finally, on Thanos' request, the new living tribunal resurrects the original Adam Warlock from the point he was killed moments before the convergence took place. The true Adam, alive again, decides to take Thanos' advice to go back to the existence that is his. He immediately goes to Pip the Troll, who runs to his friend with open arms, and they return to their old life of adventure. Brought to you by WikiVidi Documentaries. Would you like to know more?